Hello and welcome to the Dominion Daily for June 2nd, 2025. We've got an Empires plus Base Kingdom today. And we've got a 2-5, which looks fine, if not good. I guess it probably doesn't actually matter too much. So the only trashing is remodel. Remodel is definitely better than normal at trashing copper here because they're encampments. I mean, if you're hanging on to encampments, then that gets worse. But you're still probably going to get some opportunity to take advantage of that. Encampment and festival are the plus actions. There's draw from Wild Hunt and Council Room. Plus buy from Council Room, Festival, Capital, and also like Forum, kind of. A lot of Vault VP here. Colonnade, Keep, Wild Hunt, Groundskeeper, Plunder. So, yeah, I mean, I think we're just going to try to build a deck that draws as best we can. I don't really expect us to get rid of all of our copper, but we'll do what we can there. We're definitely going to take an encampment. Colonnade, I guess we're probably not going to be getting much out of that very quickly. I mean, I guess we could take a second remodel, but... Well, maybe that is what we're going to do off of estates. Actually, now that I look at it. I mean, it's not like I'm specifically like, oh, we really need to get those colonnade points, but it's either remodel into estate or remodel into into estate, into remodel or remodel into encampment. And I think having the second remodel and at the very least having the option to remodel that into a 5 seems good. So I will go with that. Oh, it doesn't even count for colonnade points. Right. Well, whatever. All right, so we saw 2 estates down there, so we have estate copper down here. So we hit 5. With 1 encampment in the deck. Oh, the other thing we could do is remodel into gold to try to keep encampments. Anyway, I do think we want to play this. So we could just go ahead and take a Wild Hunt for draw. We could also take a Council Room. The nice thing about Council Room is that the plus buy, like, we can potentially use to gain encampments, but drawing the opponent cards is not generally desirable. Probably prefer Wild Hunt. We could also just take a Forum. With only 1 encampment in the deck, our odds of being able to find encampment before we play a terminal draw card are not that good. So maybe 1 Forum first. And then we look at the draw cards after that. Okay, so... Do we take another remodel here? Like, we've got 3 coins, unless we want to buy a silver, which I don't think we particularly do. What else are we going to buy but this encampment? So, yeah, I think just take a 3rd remodel and to remodel the remodel. All right. So now the question is, do we want to play this encampment? This is our last estate. We have 3 coppers down there. So if we don't play the encampment, we can discard it, forum, discard encampment, double copper, and then we have another. No, I think we play the encampment. Okay. And I think now we remodel to gold and buy an encampment. Okay. I think we hang on to the estate. It's a little unclear. I think that's what I want to do. All right, so we could remodel again, or we could remodel estate into yet another remodel. I think I prefer remodel. So we're gonna get 2 5s here. We do have the 2 encampments. One of them should probably be a plunder just to increase our odds to hang on to that, and then a draw card or a festival. We're not likely to be able to gain and play, like, next turn. The downside of not remodeling the estate is that next turn, if we remodel estate to remodel, we're not going to have like a target for that that's particularly exciting, which would be the argument for going for festivals so that we have plus buy. On the other hand, what are we even going to be able to get with that? Like, we might be able to hit 10 coins. I mean, I guess this could be the argument for going for council room. It's like then we get our draw and our plus buy. If they return encampments, though, then we do end up with... Well, I'm going to click on plunder regardless. If they do return encampments, we're going to end up with an opportunity to remodel like copper estate to encampment. So it's not necessarily a huge issue. And I guess we can always buy another forum if we have that much money. All right, talked myself into Wild Hunt. So 2 and 7 of those cards let us hang on to our encampment. That's not great. We could stop here. That's not amazing either. It's not terrible. We can remodel estate to remodel by the encampment. Yeah, I think I'm down for that. All right. Okay, I guess we're going to take forum encampment here. All right, so they They gain 3 plunders? I think they have. I think they've won the keep points for plunder, which is fine. Okay, so we've got another forum down there. We could... we could remodel forum. Or we could just do... well, there's no way for us to... I guess if we remodel forum to forum, we can get plus buy. We've got 11 coins, so we could remodel copper to cellar and then still have 10. We play the forum, we have to discard 2 cards, which is to say, I think that's worse than just stopping here. Well, is there any reason to remodel the forum to a forum when we could just remodel, or we could just remodel the forum to the card that we want? Well, and then we end up buying forum. I guess it comes out to the same thing either way. The one thing is, if we get a forum into play, we can get colonnade points from that. We'd also just remodel the remodel. Maybe that's the best thing to do. We take a festival. Sure. Alright. So do we want to get one more plunder? We probably, even though we don't get the keep points, we probably do. So we do have 4 encampments. And then I'm actually thinking about just going like 4 and silver here. The idea being it gives us a remodel target for next turn. And the forums do help with lining up our stuff, and then we can also remodel the forums if we want to. Also, now we have key points for silver for what that's worth. Maybe not a ton. Well, do we want to risk returning our encampment? Ugh. Not especially. All right, how do we want to do? Take another forum. I mean, it gets us colonnade points And more importantly, we have all this copper in our deck. At some point, we're going to want more Wild Hunts and Groundskeepers, but now I think I'm going to do that. I guess we'll discard the Forum. I don't think there's anything we want to remodel before the shuffle, like copper into cellar. I mean, we could. Maybe that is the way to go. That's the first copper, so we did lose points on that, but whatever. Okay. Do we want... Well, so down there we have... Let's do this. Down there we have a couple more forums, three coppers, an encampment, a wild hunt, two forums, and a silver. So we're basically guaranteed to draw next turn if we want to stop here. If we cellar a bunch of cards away, the only thing that's going to increase our hand size back up is Wild Hunt. So I don't really think that's too advantageous. I think we do this. And could start in on the groundskeepers. Maybe take one more wild hunt. I kind of wanted to do that when I would get colonnade points for it, but like we could just take another forum instead. But I don't know that that's so important. Wait, what is this hand? I'm like guaranteed to have to return the encampment. There's two forums down there. What the hell? Two forums and a silver. Alright, I guess we'll buy a silver. That's terrible. I want to keep one of these silvers. I don't know if I should keep the cellar. I wouldn't mind turning the cellar into another remodel, I guess. So, sure, I'll hang on to it. Okay. So, we could do that. Turn cellar into another remodel. I think I want to do that. And then silver into what? Could be another festival. It has its downsides, but I guess getting one more buy could be useful. Is it going to be useful? Same amount of money, so 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Yeah, it is. Okay. All right. So we can get Colin 8 points from Wild Hunt and Groundskeeper now. I think we just do Groundskeeper, Groundskeeper, Wild Hunt. Now we should, in theory, have enough draw to actually draw our deck. Oh no. Do have a Groundskeeper in play. We have a points lead. Pushing piles right now looks to be to our benefit. I'm wondering about... I don't really want to remodel my remodel. I like having two of them, and in the and there's only one left, so I'm worried I won't have the opportunity to have two of them if I lose it now. I mean, we could just draw with Wild Hunt to power that up a little bit more, and then just buy. If maybe we buy a silver, maybe we buy a 5. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't be so conservative about the encampments, but okay. Well, we could buy Forum silver, or we could buy Province. Silver is worth 5 points, so I do kind of like that. Wait, it's not worth 5 points? It's one. Oh, there's 2 silvers. Oh, they trashed a silver. I didn't realize. Okay. They trashed a plunder. That is worth 5 points to me. And now they just okay, well, maybe we can just win this turn. I don't know what the bot's deal is with these sorts of things, but it sure is weird. It's just like it just does not care that like that it's about to lose the game. Okay, well. So we actually don't have enough draw to draw our deck. I guess we did add a silver. Huh. Anyway, doesn't matter. Do remodel Forum to Groundskeeper. Remodel. I mean, we could do silver to remodel if we want to. Or is it Forum? And we play. No, I think it's silver. And then I guess, how many groundskeepers do we have in play? 1, 2, 3, 4. They took 6 groundskeepers. Bot does like its groundskeepers. 4 groundskeepers means I think triple duchy is the most points then. I didn't think about boosting my keep points, but I guess that couldn't have possibly been worth it. And we were already tied on copper, so if copper was only worth 5 VP, groundskeeper anything would be worth at least as much. Gold, they never had a gold, they didn't have silver, so that was all, yeah. Capital would have been the same as copper. So yeah, this is one of those things where I feel like the bot's play just gave me a lot of like slack to play with, where I probably against a human opponent wouldn't have played as cautiously with the encampments, but it's like I want my encampments, I'm going to be greedy about it. Because like you don't specifically need encampment. I do think it's good like to have this drawing village rather than it, like drawing is not as in it's not a stop card, but as in it actually increases hand size, as opposed to one that is a stop card. Although, of course, if you don't play it, then it doesn't do that. But I do think they're nice to have. I don't think they're like strictly necessary. But the bot just, I don't know, wasn't really doing much of anything. It had 4 sellers. Well, it only had 5 groundskeepers. It trashed one, I guess? No? Wait, I ended up with 5? Oh, no, I had 4 in play, and then I got the 5th. That's right, okay. But I got 2 of them the last turn, so it had picked up, like, 5 groundskeepers and, like, no... 1 encampment and 1 council room. That was, and I guess the cellars, that's its deck control. Like, that's a... it's just not playing anything competitive here, so it kind of... Yeah, like I said, it gave me a lot of slack to just be like, yeah, I want to absolutely keep my encampments guaranteed rather than, you know, taking the risk of firing them off. Not that the bot would have been particularly likely to hang on to them at times. I guess at one point it did have 3 plunders, so at that point it would have, but yeah. And yeah, I was talking at the beginning about, you know, remodel copper, like it's like on the one hand you can remodel into encampment, on the other hand, like you may not have the opportunity, and indeed, you know, if I could like return an encampment and get it back the same turn, then of course I'd be like, yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to return my encampment and then remodel copper into that encampment, but it's not experiment, it doesn't work. So this may be one of the only times I've ever used Wild Hunt as draw and never taken the points. It's kind of interesting. Yeah. Well, there you have it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.